Since when did you start watching baseball?
About 2 years ago.
Luka Lively was pretty effing amazing, huh?
I didn't say that. Look, in Slovenia, it's not cussing, really. We say these words for good morning, so
I've
it's.
heard much worse. Can you please speak about the work you made?
Oh yeah, no, honestly, it was great. He came off the bench. It was his first NBA official game, and it was pretty amazing. Like I say, I remember my first game. I was pretty nervous, but he didn't look like so. He's gonna be even better. He's gonna get better a lot.
Why do you feel like he played with so much poise tonight?
I mean, I saw him practice every day in practice. He does this stuff. Like I said, from day one when I saw him when we started camp to this day, he improved a lot. So he's a great kid. He's working hard. Listen to other guys what they have to say.
Yeah, I know this season opener, obviously, but they get the game take on kind of like a playoff type deal with everything that was going on with Wemby.
I wouldn't say playoff, but it was pretty loud in there. But I wouldn't say like playoff. It's first game, everybody's excited. NBA is back, but it was pretty loud out here, so it was a tough game to win.
Graham, when you're not defending, oh my God. Still talking? All right.
No, we good.
Graham, when you're not, my bad, Dwight. When you defended somebody that tall, that long, that you never had to go against before, what do you try to do against initially?
Yeah, you just try your best to study the film before you play him. Understand what he likes and wants to do. But for me, it was just a matter of being physical, make sure he doesn't get to his spots, making sure that any shot that he takes, you challenge and you swipe so you affect the shot even down low, and then just playing with great energy and physicality so that way he feels off balance a little bit.
That's a veteran savvy on that offensive line.
Not really. He put his arm in my neck, so it's one of those where I think that he didn't intentionally do it, but he's also 7'5", so it reminded me of my rookie year when I played with Taco. Like, he doesn't know where his body was, and when a guy this short is guarding him, expect that you normally hitting the chest, but he hit my full neck.
How proud are you of the defense as the game went on? You gave up only 3 in the first quarter, but just sort of the way you played defense at the end of the game, the clutch, just getting the stops and getting turnovers.
Yeah, it was good. Like I said, first quarter we were a little sloppy, or how you say it.
Sloppy, right?
Sloppy, yeah. And second, third, and fourth quarter, it was way better. I think especially the fourth one, it was a lot of more energy, and we were locked in. So I think the fourth quarter was the best one. But 2 and 3 wasn't bad either.
For both of you, how curious were you to play against somebody that everybody is talking about?
I mean, I'll do it because you were long. It was fun, we knew the whole building is gonna be loud and everything. He's probably one of the best prospects to enter the NBA, so it was fun. For me personally, I like challenges, so that was a fun challenge.
Echo his statement, really. The challenge was the biggest thing, that being a competitor, you just want to, play against the best players, and he's going to be one of those guys in the future, and he's going to continue to improve, so I'm excited to see his development, and, when you have all that conversation around you, you got to step into those shoes. I think he's done a phenomenal job of that. He's being humble and been a great ambassador for the league so far, so, hopefully he keeps that the rest of his career.
Grant, what did Hardaway give you guys top of the bench, particularly in that first half?
Yeah, Tim is amazing. He's our spark plug. He's the guy that, will be in the running for Sixth Man of the Year the entire year. He's going to be special for us, both on the offensive end and commanding our defense. He's very vocal. He's a guy that, doesn't take any, BS is what we'll say. And, he was a big reason why we stayed in that game, because when our offense was, not making shots in the beginning, he came in and provided us with a great lift. And then towards the end, he made a lot of the best plays towards the end, just making sure that we got the best shot possible. He hit me on that left-hand layup that I had. Next possession, he hit me for the 3 and went on like a 5-0 run. So,
What did you think of that line dunk that Lowry had, offensive rebound dunk?
it looked like Luka.
I should.
Luka, back to Lively real quick. As someone who's played with a lot of, red runners, how athletic is he? Like, are you challenging him and throwing even more ambitious, more difficult alley-oop passes?
No, I would never do that. But he's pretty athletic. Like I said, the first day I saw him, he got long hands, long body, and he's very athletic. So he can jump. He can jump high.
And then what type of alley-oop passes do you have to throw to Grant? You know, I'm sure those are a little.
No alley-oops.
Can we acknowledge, does Luka have any lobs in his career?
I threw a lot.
Good question.
You've thrown them. Have you caught one?
In career, yeah, not in NBA.
Oh, yes, not NBA.
No, I did. Actually, I did.
I do.
I did, for sure.
Who?
I don't remember.
You would remember.
Just Google, YouTube.
We'll find it. It's out there.
I think it's one. One is.
Yeah.
Well, we're
We have so
we're
many
tied.
dots, So just go through those.
Yeah.
Look at the piggyback off the curiosity about Wemby. What were your impressions on him, what you saw out there?
I mean, he's gonna be amazing. He already is. The size, obviously, like everybody talks. But he has the way he moves for 7'5", 7'6". I don't know what is it. Sorry, but he moves incredible. He moves like a point guard almost. So it's pretty amazing to see him. Like Grant said, he's gonna have a great future, and he's gonna be amazing to watch.
But he had that one and one where it's like, but then you paused on one leg. What are you seeing there? I saw you point your head afterwards. And
It's
you're
the
like,
IQ.
what are you seeing there? Like, when do you make that decision? Hey, I'm just going to kind of.
So you want me to? My secrets, how I play? To tell you my secrets?
Yes.
We love that.
No, I did. I saw after my first step, I saw he was coming full speed at me. So second one, I just slowed down and stepped a little bit into his lane. It was pretty smart, I would say.
Humble too.
It is. I just say smart. I know basketball and cars. Otherwise,
Baseball match.
First game, what you expected?
It was a lot more than I expected. They're a great team. It was a great crowd. There was a lot of fans, a lot of noise. But I feel like we stuck together. I feel like we stuck to our principles, and I feel like we came out on the win with a good thing. Definitely learned a lot.
What'd you think of Wemby?
He's a great player. He can shoot the ball like nobody who's 7 foot. I feel like he's a great player. He's always banging down low. He's always getting rebounds. But it's definitely going to be a great couple of games whenever we play him again. He's definitely a great player.
Did you surprise yourself at all in your performance?
I just go out there just try to take it play by play. If I get a bucket, that's what I'm happy about. If I get someone else a bucket, I'm even happier. All I'm out there is just trying to make sure the score go up and make sure we come out with the win.
You're saying that very calmly, and you look calm on the court. Did you feel calm on the court?
Yeah. I feel like the preseason games definitely taught me a lot. I feel like being able to the trip at Abu Dhabi and Madrid, and then the game against Detroit, I was able to learn, be able to be comfortable out there with my teammates, be able to figure out what they like, what tendencies they have, and just make sure I play and fit in.
How would you account for the defensive improvement as the game went on? 3 in the first quarter, and then it got a lot better. And then especially late.
We were just locked down on it. We feel like there was a lot of long rebounds. There was a lot of missed opportunities where we miscommunication, a lot of backdoor cuts and just cuts to the rim. And I feel like as the game went on, we were just making sure we locked down on that so that we could be able to walk out with a win.
One of the concerns about you would be foul trouble. What are you focused on to be able to be a presence defensively, challenge shots, but stay out of foul trouble?
You just got to be disciplined. You got to figure out which shots to challenge, which shots not to challenge. Get a rebound versus being able to know that if I have 3 or 4 fouls, I can't be as aggressive as I usually am. So being able to know that there's points that I can allow up, but there's points that I shouldn't allow up at the same time. So you just got to find a happy medium.
How much fun was it when the pick and roll with Luka?
It's always been fun. I feel like we've been building chemistry, we've been building trust against each other, with each other, and I feel like it's definitely been improving. I feel like each day I learn a little bit more about his game, and I learn a little bit more about his pace, and I try to match it, and I try to make his job easier.
Can you describe that play when you seemingly came out of nowhere and got the offensive rebound, looked at it and rebound dunk?
I feel like I was trusting my shooters in the corner, but as soon as I saw the ball, it didn't look like it was going in. I knew nobody was in my way, so I was going to go get it no matter where it went. So I was just lucky the ball came to me, and it's my job to flush it and get back on defense.
Did Luka overthrow you on a lob?
I wouldn't say he overthrew me. It's definitely there was a couple times where I wasn't ready, but that's just got to be able to just build chemistry and build trust. No matter if he overthrows it, underthrows it, I'm gonna just still try to go get it best I can.
Thought of the rookie, but
Which one?
exactly. What'd you think of your rookie?
I thought Dereck was great tonight. To come off the bench and he, as I've talked to you guys about him playing with the second group and what that's looked like, and then we've shown him in the game in that last preseason game starting him. So he's been really good with both groups, and I thought being able to bring him off the bench tonight and then being able to start him in the second half was something that we've had talked about doing. And again, he was great on both ends, being able to rebound the ball, being able to change shots, give us second or third opportunities, and then again, it's not easy playing with Luka, because Luka's going to throw it. He expects you to catch it and finish, and he has some great lobs tonight. I think I was told he's had the most points as a rookie coming off the bench. So a lot of good things from our rookie tonight. But the Spurs rookie, he's pretty good too. Victor's pretty good. He got in foul trouble. But again, you can see the game comes easy to him. Being able to shoot it, put it on the floor, change shots or block shots, as we talked about, his future is very bright.
Can you describe what you guys were able to do on the defensive end, particularly down the stretch? Had a leg still.
Yeah, we've really have taken a lot of time this preseason to work on late game execution, and I thought offensively and defensively we executed there in the last 3 minutes by getting stops, and then on the offensive end being able to play through Luka and Kai. I thought we got some great looks, some wide open looks that didn't go down, but we didn't panic or we didn't force anything. We just stayed the course and we trusted one another. He was big. He came up with some big threes when the game was kind of going the other way. His defense, again, making them work, and then just keeping everyone together. His voice is something that we haven't had in a while, so he was really good for his debut, too.
You talked about Lively being comfortable with him coming off the bench, being the second unit. What was the thinking? What was the thought process that went into you choosing Maxey and Dereck as the two starters? I think your opening look.
Yeah, that's just for tonight. We felt we kind of went up with a defensive approach. Also, I didn't want Lively to get in foul trouble. The game, it was a shoot around there in that first quarter. Both teams were scoring the ball. I think Victor picked up 2 fouls there, so I didn't want to. I was trying to protect Dereck in that way because we knew we needed him, and so to try to eat minutes with Maxey, his ability to shoot it and defend. Was something that we wanted to do. But as we go forward, we understand that Lively will start, and so at some point. And so as we go forward on this journey, he's about the team, and you saw that tonight, and that's what makes him special.
That's another triple today for Luka, triple double. This guy is spectacular.
Yeah, and we kept him under 35 minutes. He's special. We all know that. What he did tonight, again, being able to find his teammates helped us rebound, but I thought the stops there late, coming up with the steals and deflections were big for us on the defensive end. And then I think him and Kai got great looks tonight. We're going to live with those looks as the season goes on. But again, with Luka, with Luka and Kai shooting 4 for 19 behind the arc, that doesn't happen. And for us to win a game like that, that's big. Again, Timmy, our bench, I thought Josh was good for us too. So a lot of good things. We got to get back to work tomorrow and get ready for the Nets.
Gave Lively a break midway through the fourth quarter, went back to him a little bit under 3 minutes. Did you know when you sub for him, you were going back to him, and what went into the decision to close him?
Yeah, just looking at running these guys long stretches, and we kind of did that tonight. We wanted to give him a break. The game was still close, and we felt if Maxey can knock down a 3 for us, it could extend the lead and put them in a tougher situation guarding Luka and Kai. And then just looking at what D-Live does for us both on the offense and defensive end, we had to get him some rest so we can have that opportunity to play him with 3 minutes. And so we went back to him to close, and he didn't act like a rookie tonight. He did everything right, and he's going to continue to get better. But we needed to give him a break. We wanted to get DP in there for a little bit, but with the way we used Luka tonight, that kind of put us in a different mindset of being able to run Maxey and Lively.
The Spurs use a lot of big lineups with Jeremy Sullivan at the 1 and Victor at the 4. What challenges do those lineups pose for the opposition team?
Yeah, they're big, and I don't know if we're small, but they're big across the board, and so for us, just recognizing, being able to guard the ball, understanding who's a non-shooter, and we'll get better at that. I thought the guys did a good job with that. But again, they made a lot of shots there early, and I just want to, applaud that group in that locker room for not panicking and understanding that, they were going to miss some at some point, and we just had to capitalize on that.